Northern Cape now, no matter what the temperature is, apparently it's not according to what you feel, it's according to what ASRI says. So let's leave it at that. All right, now on a serious note, Reginald Witbooi, we've been trying to cross to our reporter who's at the Galeshewe Magistrates Court in Kimberley, and this is a very emotional story. It really is, because I think the community there are wanting to see the release of 150 people who have been arrested. So let's just cross over to Reginald. Reginald, what is happening there this morning? I know that you've been trying to update us. We haven't had too much luck with the sound, so let's hope we can get through this one. Good morning to you.
Well, once again, good morning to you, Len, and I hope that you can hear me now. We are here at the Galeshewe Magistrates Court, where it's not 150 people but 190 people that will be appearing at this court for public violence. We know that last week Kimberley violent protests erupted here in the Diamond City. So 190 people have been arrested. Yesterday a community meeting was held, and they are demanding that the Chief Financial Officer, the municipal manager, and also the mayor of the Sol Plaatje Municipality, Mangaliso Matika, be fired. We know that the CFO and the municipal manager, they went on voluntary leave, but that's not what the community want. They also demand that the Premier of the Northern Cape, Sylvia Lucas, come out today and address them just to discuss the way forward and what will be happening. What they ultimately said yesterday, if an amicable solution is not being found, then they will continue to take to the streets. We also know that the Premier indicated that she will be meeting with the mayor of the Sol Plaatje Municipality. Yesterday I spoke to the Premier's office. They indicated that they will only be able to tell us today as to when that meeting will be taking place. The other thing is, if I can just mention, the community is also unhappy because they are saying that police are going around randomly to houses and arrest people without any proof. A 14-year-old girl and a grandmother have also been arrested. So now they are calling on the court to just release all the 190 people, because they don't know what the modus operandi of the police is in this matter. But we know that the 190 people will be appearing at this court, at the Galeshewe court here in Kimberley, Leanne.
Goodness me, that's quite a twist onto the story as well there. We'll hopefully follow up, and your team will hopefully follow up in the Northern Cape as to what that's all about. But in terms of peaceful protests, how are you seeing it? Because last week we saw some very, very violent scenes that were taking place in the streets of Kimberley. But the protest today, from where you're standing, it looks quite calm. There are big crowds, however. But what are we expecting? Is it still very, very volatile in the area?
Well, when me and my colleague Jabua Africa, when we entered Galeshewe earlier on, it's relatively calm, but we could see that police are still they are still in the streets, and we know that today there will be also a heavy police presence here at the court, but stones are still lying in the streets, and people, the community indicated at first that it was supposed to be a peaceful protest, but some people turned that protest, which is because they are actually protesting against this high electricity hike, and they are now saying that some people are going to the streets, looting shops, and then this concern turned into a violent protest last week. Some political parties also condemned this act, and also the office of the Premier, saying that this is not the right way that people should be doing to raise a genuine concern. Leanne.
All right, Reginald Witbooi, thank you very much. You'll be very busy today keeping us updated on that story when we expect not 150 but 190 people to appear in the Galeshewe Magistrates Court after they were arrested last week for public violence.